And we're back. Here are all the Christmas cards I need to get address labels on. I need to stop making friends and piss everybody off so people can get cut off my list.
Or you could just do what other people do and not send them out.
Silly.
I think the real question is who deserves the ones where I ran out of holiday stamps and had to use D&D stamps.
Some people would prefer the D&D stamps.
I know. That's why I'm saying who deserves the D&D stamps, not who deserves the Christmas stamps.
You know, someone who's like between us on the screen here would appreciate the D&D stamps. Hi, folks.
You're not on the first page
Hi,
of
Dot.
printed addresses. I have a lot of people.
Oh, am I not on your list?
Oh, if you've gotten one before, I'm sure you're on my list. I just have to find you.
I'm not sure I'm on her list. But
I don't know if you are. Okay,
Multiple
I know you are,
pages.
Sako. This is where I need to like
and
make sure
pages.
friends,
Blah,
right?
yeah.
Why can't I find you? I know you're on my list.
Maybe I'm not.
I'll clearly have to hand address yours then.
Oh man.
Here you are.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to pick which stamp?
No. As long as it's D&D themed, I'll be happy.
This is my favorite one, I think. So you can have that one. There.
Cool.
It'll be a surprise which stamp you get.
Ooh, nice.
I did not calligraphy these. I'm like, once I pass 50, it's getting printed and assembled. And it still took like an episode and a half of Great British Bake Show just to like assemble them all.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's an hour-long episode. I've never actually watched.
It's like 50 minutes, you know. Oh, it's a great show. Highly recommend.
I hear
it's
a lot of people like it,
being nice to each other
and making you hungry and talking about other things you can add to your snack list. I mean,
that sounds very
on brand for me.
On brand for British television. Yes, it would. I'm surprised it flies here in America at all.
No,
some of us are descended from Brits.
In America, we have Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Another show,
which is just terrible people being terrible to each other.
I struggle with terrible people being terrible to each other. It's not really.
Me too. Not my jam.
What? Oh no. I found one that didn't have a return address label. It's okay. Heifer International's got me covered here.
Heifer International?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you unfamiliar with Heifer International?
I'm familiar with the fact that they apparently produce address labels, but
oh no. You get those if you donate to them. They buy you can buy a flock of geese or chickens or a hive or goats for people, and they give them to them in places where, you know, that goes for food and milk and everything else, and they train them on sustainability, and the first babies go to somebody else in the community.
Oh,
so like it builds up the whole village and not just one person.
This, in some ways, this is classic America in that you can give money to a company that will buy livestock for other people, which if you wanted the livestock, you couldn't have it because of city zoning and things like that.
I got friends. I could have them if I really wanted them.
And they deliver it to a country where that would like be a bride price. Like, because you have donated to Heifer International, someone is getting married.
Or, you know, they can now sell the eggs and afford to send their kids to school
Yeah.
and clothes and,
Yeah.
protein, food. So, anyway. How was your sprint?
I added about 150 words, which is really good for me.
I got groceries put away, and I managed to get in some editing, and got a few comments taken care of.
Nice.
Couple notes, which are bigger things that I need to like reshape some of the conversation with. But.
Sure. I finished the novella I'd started reading. I gave Catechus his gushy food. I knew it wasn't that long. Like,
okay.
it was 11,000 words, and I was 2/3 full done.
Yeah.
So, like,
And you're a fast reader anyway.
yeah. So, I think Catechus is learning that, like, he doesn't get the gushy food until I sit at the computer and then I take the headset off. Because as soon as I did, he started meowing, but he wasn't, like, in my face as bad as he has been in the past.
That's good.
So that was exciting. So yeah. The other things I have to do is this and getting my words in. And I passed 71,000 this on what, Friday?
Yeah, something like that. I saw your
Nice.
post about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 71,210 right now.
That is my dream.
My
So I'm
novel's at 114,410 words right now.
the
That's
first
a little too much.
the first manuscript I ever finished was 131,000.
Oh wow.
But like 14K of that was like vignettes and stuff, and world building and like mythology that wasn't actually part of the actual. And then I trimmed it down to 80K, and now it's back up to 95 or something.
Yeah.
So like,
and this book is many more characters on the stage, more history to pull out. There's a little bit of intrigue, which is going to take more words, and
sure.
I expect it to be slightly longer than the previous one, and that will also help justify the price increase, because the first book was priced as a loss leader to get people into the series, and this is going to be part of the body of the series. So
I thought the deal with loss leaders is that you don't price them as loss leaders until you have the second book out.
Well, right.
nobody told me that. No.
The point of a loss leader is that you take a hit on the first book just to get people into the series.
Interested, and then once they're hooked, they'll buy the other things.
Right.
But they need, like, you don't put the first book on sale until you have the second book.
Yeah.
Oh no, I haven't put the first book on sale yet. It's deliberately priced low. It's priced for a lower profit margin to make it more attractive to people who are unsure.
See,
I wouldn't do that for a first book.
We'll see if it works. I mean,
Okay,
all I have to do
luck.
is redo the cover, and I can raise the price on it.
Yeah. But the cover is so cool.
I do like the cover.
I just have to redo the block in the back where it actually has the price printed.
Oh yeah, that part.
But that would show up as a new edition. But
sure, couldn't you just if in person you can put a sticker over that?
In person, I could put a sticker over it.
But if it's Amazon fulfillment, not so much.
Yep.
Did I hear beeps? Were they coming from my end of the world?
No, they were coming from my kitchen, where my wife is warming up something in the microwave.
Have I told you about my microwave situation right now?
I do not believe so.
So I had people over for Halloween, and I think like the microwave door, like, doesn't quite vacuum seal, but it's a little tight and you gotta pull, and I think somebody yanked a little too hard and the top kind of detached, but not fully. So right now there's 2 pieces of painter's tape on my, microwave door. The top has an X on it and the bottom has a smiley face on it, so if you pull from the bottom side, it's totally fine. And my roommate and I are both shorts, and it's over the, stove, so, like, we usually pull from the bottom anyway, but this way, any people who come into the house will see the X and hopefully remember or ask us, "What's up with this?" So that the handle doesn't break off.
That would be nice if our people would actually ask
Yeah.
about it rather
Yeah.
than just yank too hard on the.
Yeah, and nobody said anything to me, but, like, maybe they thought it was like that already. Unclear. Unclear.
So does that mean you've got a new microwave on your Christmas list?
I think we can fix the door. I mean, I think it just, I could maybe some epoxy or something.
Yeah, like Gorilla Glue or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But it's
Subaru.
the other reason for the tape is so that it doesn't become one of those things that you just work around
Mm-hmm.
that you totally forgot are broken. Like, say there were 2 towel holder racks in the guest bath, and one of them pulled out of the drywall. And
I have that problem in one of my bathrooms. Yeah.
after a month or maybe 3, the roommate said she told me, but I didn't. I was like, "What? How long has this been?" So my fix so far has been to remove it from the wall so it's no longer dangling, which is a good step in the right direction.
Yes. Yeah,
You
we
want-
just yanked it from the wall. Like
Yeah.
it.
yeah. So
Beep beep beep.
yeah. So it's yeah. Currently, the original bar is sitting under my TV stand. I just stuck it there. I think the plan is I need to get a drywall patch and then spackle it and then paint over it and then rehang it, but like maybe lower. Because it was pretty high for a bar.
For short people. No.
I mean, it was about here on me.
Mm-hmm.
So like, 4.5 feet off the ground. And yeah, it's for hand towels, but still.
Yeah, that does seem a little high, but
Oh, I'm out of D&D stamps. Everybody just gets regular stamps from here on out.
Dun dun dun.
Sorry. People's names were just lower in the list.
Mm-hmm. Except for me.
I found you and put you in there first, so no issues there. Priorities, yo.
I am
envy of all
honored.
the S's and the T's, Sako.
Indeed.
Oh, that's pretending that this thing is an ABC order. Which
Oh.
it is not.
Oh.
Not
Is
even
it done
remotely.
by location?
No, it's done by I slowly built the list over like the course of X number of years, and this is the order people DM'd me their addresses originally.
Yeah, my list was the same. Yeah.
So like, yeah. My sister, my cousin moved. He just got married,
Mm-hmm.
and she printed out a new label for us, but she forgot the Virginia part for the label. But it's going to Virginia Beach and the zip code's right. So like if they can't figure out it goes to Virginia, they shouldn't be mail carriers.
Honestly, if it's got the zip code, the rest of it's just to verify.
Well, you need the street and the door number, but yeah.
Yeah. But as far as the
zip code gets you city and state.
The zip code gets you there.
And, section of the city at that.
Yeah.
So,
But of course, if you receive a text that says it's from the United States Postal Service and you have a package that has something wrong with the address and they need to verify it, it's a scammer because the post office doesn't have your phone number to send you bloody texts.
Yep.
Yep.
But when you put in a change of address form, they do have your address to send you all the mailers, often with discount codes for local hardware stores or whatever.
Yep.
And
but
also,
I have to say, as far as obvious mistakes go, that is right up there with all of those kids coming of age movies where out of the blue the most popular person in school sends you a text. It's like, you're nobody. Why would they have your phone number to send you a text?
I mean,
how do you know it's from them? How would you have their phone number to know it was from them?
Back in the day, you could just look in the white pages.
Yeah, back in the day. But if you look up Sako to me in the white pages, you're not going to find any.
No. But growing up, I definitely called a couple classmates to ask about schoolwork assignments or whatever. But these days, I would have my mom look up their mom on Facebook, probably.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's like, would you look up the student in the white pages or would you look up their parents and call their parents' number?
I mean, I would call the house number, but I mean, I also had to go home and tell my grandma all my classmates' names and their last names so she could tell me which ones were my second cousin and which was, because I'm related to a third of my hometown. It's under 3,000 people. It's not that hard.
Yeah. Especially if they don't move around a lot.
And my family's been there since, in the region at least, since what, the 1700s on that side.
I am strangely related by marriage to like half the town. My sister married a local who was super well known. And his mother is the one who is famous, basically.
Sure.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So she is related by marriage or blood to, like a third of the...
Had a kiss up. I was using those. Okay, thank you. Sorry, he stepped on the address labels.
Pabu was... I was wrapping presents last night because they finally came in, and my 19-year-old Himalayan Pabu, she had to be involved in what I was doing for some reason.
This is what cats are like when you're wrapping presents.
Yes, but she's usually sleeping.
Yeah, I get that.
So for her not to be sleeping or taking care of herself in some other way,
For the cat to be interacting with you in any fashion is unusual.
Right. So. Right. Exactly. And she was so in the way. Like, I kept moving her and she kept coming back. And
yes. This is how she says she wants your attention.
She's blind and deaf, right? So the only way she would know it was me is because I smell like me.
Sure.
Right. So.
Okay,
bye, Lady Neo.
I had leftovers, like 5. So maybe I only had 68 cards.
Oh.
And I did 72. It's okay. No matter how many cards you do, you always get one from somebody you didn't send a card to.
Yeah.
Just so they can taunt you. At least I think that's the rule.
Is that how
So
that
we're
works?
going to start bidding in the chat to see who wants a card from Morgan.
Let me pop into the comments here.
Mhm.
So, okay. Dwan said, "Is Cindy Lou Who? I can lead a rock band." I don't get the reference. I mean,
I'm not sure either, but
all the Who's play instruments.
wahoo,
And
wahoo.
I
It
did.
might have been from the Jim Carrey Grinch movie.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's not the real one, but I don't have
It's not
kids,
the
so I
real one.
understand. I understand people with kids, being more familiar with the new one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hey, Lady Neo is organizing writing documents. Doc is here. Dwan silently cheered for Doc's arrival.
Mostly because everyone was muted.
Mhm.
Dwan says, "I don't think yet. No, I'm sorry. I'm not taking additions to my list at this time, but thank you." Um, gets labels from St. Jude. Oh, I get them from multiple places, but the first ones I grabbed were the ones with the chickens and the pigs and the cows on them.
Mhm.
So, Lady Neos is, oh, good to see you, is off to get stuff ready for work tomorrow. Catechus is just standing in the box.
Yeah.
And Dwan said, "Oh, the girl who played Cindy Lou became the lead of Pretty Reckless."
Okay.
So,
I don't know them.
me neither. But I'm really good at sounding like I know what I'm talking about.
I just have no shame in not knowing things.
Oh, like if I had to do a follow-up, I would have said something, but I was just reading the comment.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
I have done 3 of the 4 things I was gonna do during this stream. Are we ready for me to do the 4th?
Yeah.
Let's get some words in. In 3, 2, 1, boom, chakalaka.
Shakalaka.
Yes, you are a handsome one. Most handsome kitty. And we're back. How was your sprint?
My sprint got a little bit derailed.
I didn't see
Had it-
any trains other
Mhm.
than my Oreo train. How did it get derailed?
Had a note that suggested I discuss some of the Imperial armaments somewhat earlier in the scene. In the book, to give the reader more of a grounding in what kind of stuff the Empire brings to bear, and I had to go looking for had I mentioned these before, we're talking about lightning rifles, and it's like, had I mentioned the lightning rifles before, had gone and discussed it and realized, no, I had a brief mention that there were a couple of guards holding them, but I had not really talked about how devastating they were. And it's like, okay. And I ended up spending up a lot of my time looking through stuff, trying to figure out, okay, where can I talk about this?
Sure.
But it was actually a good point. No.
I know it's a little touch and go for the
Yeah,
editors.
I know. It's
feedback.
like sometimes she gives me comments that are like, did you read the book? Have you met people? But sometimes she's got some really good stuff about establishing things. So.
Nice.
And I have a kitten.
Yay.
Yeah, kitten.
So,
Yeah.
how was your sprint, Sako?
I got another 150 words,
Nice.
but I was writing all out of order and kind of fleshing stuff out and rewriting things so that I'm a little more, I'm telling more details on my method. So yeah, I feel pretty good about how that went.
I got 115 words, but I was rereading paragraphs that I'd already written and trying to smooth them out a little. And I tweaked the opening scene, which I have rewritten 3 times. Let's see how many before I finish. And yeah,
I've done that. Yeah.
So let me say hi to Maria. Hello and welcome. Thanks for the pop by. And things to remember for the future is that it looks like YouTube put my 2-parter comment in the wrong order. So in the future, if I know it'll go into 2 lines, I will be giving the first part and then the second part so that I know it doesn't break it in the wrong order, because that's ridiculous.
It didn't do that for me.
Okay, it did for me, which is annoying. So, yeah, Twitch can do a longer. So, silly shivering humans. So,
Gotcha.
Hi, Nate.
Okay. Oh, Nate is here. Hello and welcome. And Des is here. Hello. I thought you were streaming right now. So, Nate sends hearts. So I did get some water because, hydrate or dihydrate, but somebody else decided to drink like the first inch. So I'm going to have to go get a fresh cup.
Yeah, you are.
Because there ain't no water like a mama cup water.
You have been taxed.
Anybody want a cat? No, I would never give away my kitty.
For Catechus has determined that all the household shall be taxed.
Yeah, my boyfriend was saying the other day that the taxes have gone up in his house. The dogs require 2 cheeses when he opens the fridge and a slice of ham. And the bread tax, it's rough. It's rough because one of the 2 cats,
dogs and rough.
Nice.
I see what you did there.
Let's see. Nate said, "Oh, hydrate or die straight."
Yeah.
Unlikely. So,
New
I did.
things I learned about Generation Z today.
We're probably 3 minutes into the.
Yeah, that thing that we didn't do last time. Yeah.
Little
Hey,
things like
hey.
forgetting to turn on the conversation timer. No.
Hey. Last time the conversation timer was how long does it take Morgan to put all the address labels on her card?
Yeah.
So I wasn't stopping until they were done. Or starting the sprint. Oh, goodness. So, how ready for the holidays if you celebrate is everybody?
My holiday is over.
Nice.
So I'm
Who
just
who
waiting.
won
Huh?
the poker game?
Oh, James, I think.
Okay.
Uh,
I haven't seen him since before they had the baby. The
yeah,
baby's
he
what?
doesn't get out much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, because small child.
yeah.
Yeah. But 2024 has been hard on a lot of people. So the people who showed up to the party were so grateful and just eager to end the year on a high note. You know what I mean?
If I'd known, I would have sent fudge with my ex. So my ex got back on my fudge list because he asked, and I said sure. And I said, "Do you want enough for you to take home for the holidays or for your work?" Because he works in a nursing home, so I would have made it like a party tray. And he said just for family. But so I swung by, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to Sako's for the poker game tonight," because he's good friends with her husband.
Okay.
Mhm.
And if I'd known, I would have sent fudge for y'all, but I didn't. So I didn't. I'll eat
It-
fudge for you. If
Okay.
you don't want fudge, that's okay.
I know Greg likes it, but he doesn't. He tends not to eat sweets most of the
I
time.
have a smaller portion I can send.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, his birthday is until the 31st.
Sure.
So
Okay.
birthday fudge.
Birthday fudge works.
Might show up. Doc, I remember last year you attempted my fudge and thought that sugar and milk was like the type of caramel you don't stir, and mistakes were made and regrets happened.
Yes. We had some difference of opinion between myself, who was all about following the instructions as written, and
Wrong people like your wife.
my wife, who was saying, "No, you stir it too much, you'll cause problems." And
Problems were had.
it was demonstrated that her information was not correct for this recipe.
Yeah.
And we had to go out and get ingredients to make a second batch. The second batch, however, was entirely successful.
Yay.
Because I'm sure she was like, okay, we'll follow the
Yeah,
directions.
especially since she
Stir
was, still had
constantly.
the burnt on sugar that she was scrubbing from the other pan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we had two pans the same size. Yeah. And that was very successful fudge. In fact, we still have some of it in the refrigerator.
So
Because
if you were
we
go ahead.
are not people who like get something like that and just eat it all. It's not exactly her go-to. I like it. She likes a denser, more sugary fudge, and this is much more of a creamy, soft fudge.
Oh yes, it's a creamy
Mm.
soft fudge, but it's 4.5 cups of sugar and 18 ounces of
I know,
chocolate semi-sweet morsels. I don't know how much more sugar I could get in there.
but there's other recipes for fudge which produce a fudge which is
Mine is not a firm fudge.
is very firm, and
Yeah.
this is a softer fudge. So
Yeah. I used to eat it. My mom would put in 3 loaf pans, and I would eat it with a spoon.
Mhm.
I am
okay,
too old for that. And when I bring it to parties, I try to cut it, pre-cut into like inch size
Yeah.
because because sometimes people have mistaken it for brownies and then taken a huge bite, and I went into diabetic shock watching them.
Okay.
But if you're interested, the recipe is on my Facebook page and on my Instagram from when I was making it Friday night.
Have you thought about doing brownies rather than fudge, or
I mean, I would need a different recipe
This
because
fudge is kind
brownies
of
have flour in them.
yes?
And I can't do flour right now because of my roommate, unless I want to do
Well,
the gluten-free
Arthur's,
flour.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say you could take the fudge and do it up into little bits and mix those into the brownies.
Oh, yeah. You can have fudgy chunks in the brownies.
Yeah.
But, like,
Mhm.
when I make brownies, it's from a box mix.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care. It's from you. That's the important part.
From you.
So, yeah. It's a half-hour process, you
Yeah.
know? 5 minutes to put it together, 10 minutes bring to boil, 9 minutes stir,
Mm.
pour, and make sure to have the hot water running before you start stirring so you can put that pot directly into the sink with the hot water so so you don't instantly harden any bits of the molten sugar and milk.
Yeah, that's smart.
And I like to pour it like I have a stainless steel pot that I use to boil it. But then I pour it into a Teflon pot and the fudge just slides right off it.
Hmm.
And I learned the hard way not to pour into a glass mixing bowl because it cooled it too quickly, and so
Yeah.
it was less chunky.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it
thought
still
you were going to
tasted
say
like
that you
fudge.
shattered the glass mixing bowl because
No, that was because it was up on top of the fridge, and when I tried to reach for it, it fell down. But yeah,
Oh.
no.
Mhm.
Other mistakes I have made is I remembered it was supposed I remembered it
off the
was
end of the timer.
for 9 minutes, but it had been a while, so I only boiled it for 9 minutes, so I stopped it before it even got to a full boil. And it came out as, like, a really hard caramel, so, like, if you undercook it, you can get it, harder, so if you wanna try that for your wife.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
Experiments with fudge. No.
Yeah, yeah. Even when you mess up fudge, it's still made out of fudge,
It's still made out of
Unless
fudge.
it burns onto the pot.
unless you burn the sugar. Do not
Yeah.
burn the sugar. Stir constantly.
Sure, yes.
So, I like the wooden spoons because some of this, plastic spoons don't really have the structural integrity and kind of droop a little in the heat when I try to
Mhm.
stir in the chocolate.
Hmm.
But yeah, I have this one wooden spoon that's curved on one side and flat with a right angle on the other side. I love that for scraping
Okay.
across the bottom of the pot. So anyway,
It's been a year. I don't remember what we used.
spatula,
Okay.
who cares? So
Spatula. Yeah.
Yep.
okay, let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom. And David's not here to ask for the chickens, so or ducks, so we're not gonna do the duck
No ducks
music.
for you.
And we're back. How was your sprint?
It was mostly a self-care sprint for me.
Okay.
I had myself a snack and I had a cigarette and I hung out with Greg a little bit. So
I heard you like him.
Let's see. And I finally figured out the spot to put in a few more words about the Eternal Empress's military weaponry.
Sure.
Got most of that added in. Still typing, but
Yeah. I cut off mid-sentence, but I got 326 words that sprint.
yeah.
So
Nice.
I decided that our mage could help the vampire cast the wards in the new house. Condo, really.
Very cool. Mm-hmm.
So the mage is finally getting training.
Yay.
And he's like, wow, you're a natural. And he's like, because he's been looking for training for 10 years and hadn't been able to find it because mage politics.
You're a natural. Never mind that you've been working on this for
10 years. Yeah.
Oh, no. His uncle has been draining his magic for his own purposes because his uncle doesn't have a lot of magic and has refused to give him any training whatsoever.
Oh, bastard uncle.
Also draining his magic in the most painful way possible and leaving holes in his aura because he's a jerk.
He is a jerk.
Who's getting reported to the council.
I hope hopefully the council has a suitable punishment for things like that.
Yeah. Unclear. But it is 1-800 Mage Aid. For mages that need help and people who need help with mages.
With mages? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is this an emergency? Should we loop in 911? No? Okay, let's continue the report. Yeah. This is something that happened before? Okay. Yeah. That was the scene I wrote in voice to text on my way home from Thanksgiving.
Because in my incomplete fantasy YA novel, it's like, okay, they do have a penalty for mages who go stealing other people's magic in order to power themselves.
Like, he consented. He didn't know that, but like, he didn't know it didn't have to hurt. And then, he broke his leg in the car accident and was like, hey, if you give me some magic, we can do a little more healing on that because it's a mage healer or whatever. And it's like, oh yeah, it's the end of the day. If you give me a little of your magic, we'll have you consent. He signed the form. He's like, here's some of my magic. And he's like, wait, that didn't hurt.
Should it have hurt?
Why did that not hurt? No.
Yeah. So it's a whole new world of telling his uncle to F off and go help himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, but now he's not helping his uncle. So who is signing off on him doing work for the council? Now the council's going to want him to do stuff directly for them. And it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. Mm-hmm.
It's a whole thing. I haven't decided.
I do the same thing with my council, the mage council in Flambeau. Yeah. They're
it's sort of like dues. Assholes. Instead of paying dues, you have to do some work for them from time to time.
Yep.
And if you're not paying your dues, then they're going to take it out on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
You have two options: to pay your dues, or for them to take your dues out of you.
That does not sound good.
They will be paid either way.
Yeah. The bill comes due.
Yeah. So, hello. Sarah took a nap until like 10 minutes ago and got some rest. Nice quality sprint action. And made it to the stream, even if it's the YouTube side of things.
You know what? That appease the algorithm of one or the other. It's fine.
We're just happy that you're here.
We're just happy that you're here.
So what was your sprint snack? Mine was the sour cream and onion toasted Ritz chips. Not sponsored.
That sounds awesome. I had Polio string cheese.
Ooh, very nice.
The only snack that I have had was one of these double honey candy.
Ooh.
Oh,
So it's honey flavored candy around a center of liquid honey. So
Sure. Are they from the Bee
awesome.
Folks or elsewhere?
they are from the Bee Folks, although um, I believe these are from the previous manufacturer that the Bee Folks had, and that the Bee Folks have switched to a new manufacturer. But
Sure. Last time I got them, I think they got left in the cart or something because they were sticky and may have slightly melted.
mm,
So, yeah, they weren't maybe. I did not put on the timer because we only had 9 minutes left till the end of the stream.
ah,
So that seemed a little redundant to put a 10-minute
It,
timer on.
yeah.
So I've got half my words in for today.
okay.
So considering I didn't write every sprint, I'm fine with that.
I don't normally concentrate on word count. Like I might check at the end of my day just to get a frame of reference as to how big my
Sure.
project has gotten. But I just am wondering how much writing am I actually doing in a specific amount of time? I don't know.
I'm a totally sprinter, and I know in a 20-minute sprint, a low sprint is usually between 1 and 350. A standard sprint is between like 4 and 550, 400 and 550, and like the rare like once or twice a year is like 730 in a 20-minute. Yeah.
Mhm.
So but
I used
that
to
way
average about 500,
Mhm.
an
Yeah.
hour. But
Yeah.
when I started in 2020.
Sure. When I've noticed that usually my first sprint or two is usually on the lower end, and once I get into it, it speeds up.
Yeah.
So
I've
I just
definitely
need
noticed
a
that.
good sprint or 3 bad sprints, and I'll be done.
I have to agree with.
I would say I used to keep stats on how many words I would get done in the sprints, but it's kind of dropped off along the way.
It's more for me budgeting time allocation.
Mhm.
Like, oh, I have this long, this is how much I'll probably get done kind of thing.
Mhm.
Or I need these many words, so I need to get up at this time if I'm leaving by noon.
Mhm.
Kind of
I
thing.
got you.
So
Yes,
or
I have to agree with Sarah. Those Ritz chips do look tasty.
I have the Oreo tray next to me, and I'm like, I just got these at the store, and this is what I want. So this is what I'm putting in my face bowl.
Savory versus sweet. I get it.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it.
I'm gonna be making soup for dinner.
Yum. I don't know if we're ordering stuff or I don't know what's up. Maybe
Did
he
he have
wants
a
to
good
cook.
birthday?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
It was lovely.
Yay.
I know
Yay.
we had a plan for dinner, but now I can't remember what it was.
It was to acquire food and eat food.
Well, yeah, but it was a specific food that was going to be prepared and consumed.
And now you understand how Morgan outlines. Very high level. Get to the gist of what's happening.
This
A
is
meal will happen.
A
Yes.
meal
Oh.
will happen.
Okay. Yeah, no. I was like, when was the last time my characters ate? Oh, wait. No, she brought a sandwich over with her.
Just because she brought a sandwich with her doesn't mean she ate it.
Oh, no. The guys were talking and she was eating her sandwich.
Ah.
Okay.
She's the werewolf, so she's the one who eats more.
So this is research dominance. She eats in front of them.
Unless the mage is just, and the vampire have been casting spells, in which case. So most yeah, okay. I'd say maybe a third of vampires were mages before they switched over.
So if they're mages and they become vampires, can they still do magic?
They can. They're really good training teachers. Well, I mean, assuming they are capable of teaching, but they usually have more things to teach. So, yeah, in my world, you have to have a spark of magic in order to be able to be turned into a vampire. And like, what 30% of people have some magic in them, but only like 10% of those have enough to be actual mages. The rest are, ooh, your aura glows a little. And if you really want to be a vampire, you can be one.
So 30% of the population can become vampires because they've
Yes.
got that spark.
Yes.
But the vampires prefer to turn mages because they've got more power.
I mean, I think
Is it more power or just different power?
If you're not using it, are you aware? And do you really interact with the parahuman community at all?
Yeah.
Oh, so the other question is, how does the mage community feel about their members being made into vampires?
It depends which faction you're in.
Yeah.
And also, mage and werewolf shifter blood is more powerful for the mages. So there's usually some level of alliance, and then when the mage gets old enough, okay, let's stop
his
aging.
retirement plan is to become a vampire.
Yeah, pretty much. So that way you don't have to worry about, old age. But you do have to worry about treachery. I'm sorry, my friends and I used to have a toast where the younger half of the crowd would go to youth. The older half would go to old age and treachery, and the younger ones would toast to youth and vigor.
Yeah.
So, well, we are at 6:31. I don't think y'all are up for another sprint, so let's peace out, and I'll make some soup and then worry about my words later.
Okay. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Did you want to do your outro?
Hi, I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Castboy, and I write horror. I wear a lot of hats, but this channel is regarding my writing. I am actually in the midst of doing planning videos to go on my channel that will be released on a monthly basis. We'll see how that shakes out in 2025. And yeah, you can Google me as Sako Toomey or Psycho Sako. You should drop me a line. I would love to hear from you.
Yay.
And I am Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. If you're interested in learning more about me and my work, you can go to your favorite search engine and search for Doc Coleman Steampunk, and that will help you find my my webpage at doccoleman.com. It'll also help you find my Amazon author page, where you can see the list of all the titles that I have in print. Just added a new title for volume 3 of the Forgotten Lore series, which is an assembly of monsters, which
on my
is
shelf.
Going to be officially coming out in May of next year. But we will have copies of it at the Telltale Steampunk Convention at the end of March. And of course, those who have backed the Kickstarter that funded the whole thing, keep watching your mailboxes, as those fulfillment books are going to be shipping out soon. But
I've got the Crows one, I guess, over there.
You've got Cast of Crows. Do you have the Cry of Hounds?
Probably.
Okay.
It hasn't fallen off the top yet.
Well, there's a new one, so
Sure. Okay. And I'm your host, Right. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I have blogged, vlogged, and podcasting, did writing tips and writerly musings. You can find me everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood. You can check out morganhazelwood.com, everywhere but Twitter because bleep them. And I have swag on my red bubble, and I'm writing a book, and I'm happy to talk writing pretty much anytime. Have a great rest of your week. If you are celebrating anything this week, have a great holiday or celebration, and eat some dinner and eat some snacks. Catch you later. Bye. Snacks.